Any new boys down here?
No, mister. We're all old down here.
Go back to sleep, lad. Go back to bed.
What have you done, mister? What have you done?
It's all right. It's all right. We're just sailing on the tide.
You shouldn't have done it, mister. You shouldn't have done it. You shouldn't have taken me like that. I was asleep.
Come up here, lad. Come on. Oh, I'm sorry, lad. Perhaps I should have told you. But you were sleeping like a little angel down there.
That's a child what's get the bucket, ain't it, mister?
Oh, what a sad little head you've got on your shoulders, lad.
Where are we going, mister?
Just down the river, not far. Here, you get back to your bed. Go on, get some sleep. You'll be all right, lad.
Suppose I've got to, mister. I ain't got no choice. I'm in your hands now. Ain't I, mister?
That's right, Barnacle. You're in my hands now, and you'll be all right. No one's aiming to harm you. Now go on, get down there. Go on.
I'm off. I like a bit of fish for my supper, but I don't aim to be no supper for no fish. Sorry, mister, but I'm an animal of dry land, I am.
Mr. Goslings! Mr. Goslings! How many more times have I got to tell you he's no uncle of yours? Now, you little river rat, you ferrety little runt. What you been stealing?
Nothing, missus. Let me go!
Look, he's got Uncle Tom's coat, Ma. That's his coat, right enough. Shabby article that it is. Gosling! Wake up! You're being robbed, you lazy loafer! Uncle Tom!
What the devil's going on? What, Clara?
Don't you Clara me in a public place, Mr. Gosling. It's Mrs. McDipper, if you please.
Good God, what are you doing to poor little Barnacle? Hold on, lad. Here we are.
What's happened, mister? What you done? Where's all the houses and the corners gone? And all this screaming great sky? It ain't natural.
What were you doing, lad? Trying to run off, were you?
He was stealing your coat, Gosling.
No, it's all right, Mrs. McDipper. I know all about it. I gave him the coat. The lad was half naked, look.
Oh! Oh, the shameless little toad. Shut your eyes, Miranda. Well, I'll shut them for you.
Oh, come on, Ma. There's nothing there to even frighten a holy nun.
Where'd you get him, Gosling?
He was on the run. He's a sweeps boy. He ran straight into me home, so what else could I do?
Take me back, mister. Take me back where all the streets and things were, where I belong.
Oh, poor little barnacle. He's had too many frights for one morning.
Mr. Gosling,
Yes, ma'am?
a word with you.
Well,
In private, man. Miranda,
Yes, Ma?
go down to the Travellers and get some hot coffee.
Right, Ma.
And take this barnacle with you.
Right, Ma?
And see he keeps himself decent. I won't have him offending the modesty of a young girl.
Right, Ma?
go on.
Here, boy. Here, boy. Come to Miranda.
I ain't your dog, miss.
Now, Tom Gosling, I want to talk to you seriously.
What, you've made your mind up, Clara? You'll agree to marry me, then?
I said seriously. I want to talk to you about money.
Yeah, well, that's serious enough.
What do you mean by taking on that child? Children cost money, I can tell you. And you with hardly 2 pennies to rub together. You paid the rent on your barge?
Fully paid, right up to date.
Oh, well, that's something to be thankful for. You'll have to get rid of that boy. You can't keep him.
Why not? He's got nobody else. And I could do with a lad like him. He'll be a saving. I won't have to take on any more jacks at a pinch. In no time at all, I'll have enough money to buy my own barge. I'll be a man of property, Clara.
Pooh. What would an ignorant bargee like you, Tom Gosling, want with property?
Why, I'd ask you for your hand in marriage, Clara.
Well, that's enough of that, then.
Why, wouldn't you have me?
Well, I'll be honest with you. If I was to say I wouldn't wed you if you was the last man alive, I would be telling a lie, because my choice would be limited.
But what, Clara?
No.
How old are you?
Dunno. 12 or 13, I suppose.
You can't be. You're 10 more like it. You're far too small for 13.
You have to be small for chimney work. You get stuck if you're well grown. My Mr. Roberts said, "Barnacle, lad, don't you eat no more, grow an average, and you're a goner."
If you were so good at it, why did you run away?
He said he was going to kill me, miss.
Oh.
She don't like me either, do she, miss?
Who?
Your ma.
You can't blame a barnacle. And it's nothing personal, but you ain't exactly what we want for an acquaintance. Uncle Tom's bad enough.
And your ma sweet on him, then?
Listen, barnacle. Life ain't as simple as that. There's things a sweeps boy can't understand. Social position, for instance.
What's that, miss?
Class, barnacle, class. We own the Medway Queen. She's her own barge. Uncle Tom, Mr. Gosling to you, only rents the lady. And then there's the cargo she carries.
What's wrong with they then, miss?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Here you are, dears. Sugar?
Yes, please.
Poor little mate. Do you know, he looks just like an old umbrella, all ribs and folds. I'll see your ma later.
So, do yourself up, barnacle. You'll be offending Annie's modesty too.
Really, Mr. Gosling, you have to do something about that boy. He ain't decent. Poor Miranda, don't know where to put her eyes.
I've been meaning to ask you about that, Clara. Would you do me a favour?
What?
If I was to give you 5 shillings when we get back, would you take him down to old Levy's slop shop and get him suited out?
5 shillings? Ah! More good money thrown after bad. Anyway, why can't you do it yourself?
Well, you know more about clothes than me, Clara.
Well, I do admit I do have an eye.
Besides which, you twist old Levy around your little finger, like you can do with any man.
Well, if you put it like that. Mind you, I won't be seen walking through the streets with him. You take him up to Levy's and I'll meet you outside.
Right. Now let's get this on board sharpish, otherwise we'll lose the time.
Mr. Inspector. Sit down, sit down. A glass of brandy and a glass of ale, Inspector?
Thank you, sir. Ale will be very satisfactory.
Fine day, Mr. Inspector, don't you think?
Ah, estimate. How goes the ministry? Ever watchful, eh? Ever guarding us against being blown up in our beds?
Yes, indeed, my lord. Confusion to our enemies. Now, the boy?
No, sir. Not yet.
Well, you'd better tell me what you have to report. Let us hope the damage can be repaired.
The ship, the December Rose, is due in at Tilbury Saturday the 23rd.
But that leaves us very little time.
She will, of course, be watched, and anyone coming ashore be closely observed.
Yes, yes, but you must remember, Inspector, we're not dealing with fools. We're dealing with cunning individuals. We're dealing with spies, socialists, anarchists, enemies not only of the state, but of mankind.
I know that, sir.
Then why in God's name did you allow that boy to get away from you with the locket? You know the messenger from the ship will never hand over the money he's bringing without seeing the locket. And if that money falls into the wrong hands, it will be put to the most terrible, horrible purposes.
The boy has been searched for, sir. I'm confident he'll be found.
And silenced. Heaven knows what he might have heard in that chimney. We're fighting secret men, Inspector. So we must remain secret. Once we are known, we're of no more use to our country than the uniformed policeman at the corner. Excellent fellow though he may be.
The boy will be dealt with, sir. He will not get away from me for a second time.
And the woman?
Woman, sir.
Yes, yes, the woman. The woman who collected the letter from the post office. The woman with the locket. There was no possibility of a mistake there.
There was no mistake, sir. The clock had signaled. The woman came up with the letter still in her hand. She knew she was being watched. She guessed from the first, I think, that I was after her. It was almost as if she expected something of the kind. She had to be prevented from warning her friends. At all costs, she had to be prevented. She had to be prevented.
Inspector? Inspector?
Sir,
You shouldn't brood on such things. What you did was your duty. To your country. You should be proud.
yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
But the boy... He must be found, Inspector. He must be hunted down and dealt with. After all, it's a small price to pay.
If you don't mind me saying so, you could do better, you know, mister.
How do you mean?
Now with the frying pan. I've seen some really lovely lookers round Covent Garden, you know.
Well, thank you, Barnacle. But Mrs. McDipper is as handsome a lady as I've ever set eyes on.
Oh, you needn't seen to, mister. You come along with me round Covent Garden. Oh, look at that. Blooming Queen of Sheba.
See what I mean, Barnacle? The McDipper's afloat are one thing, but the McDipper's ashore.
Same weather we're having, Mr. Godwin, don't you think?
Not half so fine as you, Mrs. McDipper.
One likes to be suitable, Mr. Godwin, and do care to be conspicuous.
Here's the 5 shillings.
Just slip it into my hand when I turn me back, Mr. Godwin. I don't wish to be observed taking money from a gentleman in a public place. I don't wish to make myself conspicuous. Wait until me and Miranda's inside, then insert the boy. I won't be seen with him in the street. Come, Miranda.
Right. Get inserted. Here, give me that. You won't need that. Go on, look sharp. Look sharp.
Miss Miranda, what an honor, what a pleasure. I was only saying to Mrs. Levy this morning that it's a long time since we've seen Mrs. McDipper.
And how is Mrs. Levy? I trust she is in good health.
Yeah, well, she... still the pride of the house, Mrs. McDipper. Only yesterday I was offered £10, but I said no. It is a sacred trust. But what can I do for you? Or is it something for Miss Miranda? A cape, perhaps?
Oh, no.
I have something here by... Oh, yeah. What I'm doing here. Ah, hey, David. Russian sable.
Russian sable? What can rat more like it?
Mrs.
But I
McDipper.
haven't come for myself or my daughter, Mr. Levy. It's for...
Here he is, Ma.
I want you to do what you can, Mr. Levy, for this boy. But not a penny over 5 shillings.
5 shillings? 5 shillings. A tall order, dear lady. Or a short one, rather. 5 shillings,
Nothing conspicuous, mind.
perhaps if you would come up to the stockroom and show me what you have in mind.
Miranda, see you don't nick anything.
Oh, Pa. Captain McDipper. It's what he was wearing when he was taken.
Go, shot worry.
Moss.
Your ma clocked him, Mum, with her frying pan in.
He fell overboard and drowned.
Were it windy?
No. He was overcome. Taken poorly. Soused to the eyeballs.
Gin?
No, rum. Rum.
Poor old Pa.
I've got a dead one too. Me ma. Here, look. Me ma and me when I was little.
What do you take me for? That's a church picture and you nicked it, didn't you?
What's that? What's he nicked?
Nothing, Ma.
Well, Barnacle, I think we found something suitable for you.
And very smart. Mrs. McDipper has such an eye. Well, come this way, young man, and try the garments on. Come on. The stairs there. Oh, yeah, right down there. That's it. Keep going there. Not in here, no. Here we are, that's it. All right, young gentleman. Take off the trousers.
Not blooming lightly. I only had a bath yesterday.
But you have to... All right, put the garments on and come down when you're ready. All right. Hey, I'm coming. Well, if it isn't Mr. Jelks. I was only saying to Mrs. Levy last night that it's a long time since we've seen Mr. Jelks.
My regards to good lady, Levy. Thank you. Have you anything for me?
Not exactly, Mr. Jelks. Not exactly what you have in mind. To be honest with you, Mr. Jelks, single-legged garments are hard to come by these days.
Keep trying, Levy. That's all I ask.
Why not take a two-legged pair? I can make you a special price. You just cut off the other leg.
As I've told you before, and I'll tell you again, I ain't paying for what I can't use. So keep trying, Levy. Keep trying.
A hard man to please.
Oh, now what's become of that? Barnacle!
Beautiful, beautiful! So smart he looks.
A shade on the large size, perhaps.
That's the way they wear them these days. You go down Bond Street, you'd be surprised.
I would indeed, Mr. Levy. Are you in there, Barnacle?
I'm here, missus.
Oh, so smart. You wouldn't know him.
That's because you can't see him. It'll have to be taken up and taken in, Mr. Levy.
Mrs. Levy will do it directly, dear lady.
And that hat!
I was throwing it in for the same money.
Better to throw it out, Mr. Levy. Let him have the midshipman's hat. And remember, not a penny more than 5 shillings.
Not a penny more, dear lady. And I wish him well to wear it.
I saw that, Ma.
So what?
That wink.
Something in my eye, that's all.
Only 5 shillings indeed. I'm going to tell Uncle Tom.
You hold your tongue or I'll put you across my knee.
All right, Ma. But why'd you do it?
Well, what can you get for 5 shillings? And anyway, Mr. Gosling can't afford any more.
Oh, my, aren't we big-hearted?
If I choose to assist a fellow human being, that's my affair. Besides, how can you expect a penniless loafer like Tom Gosling to become my equal and a man of property without a little help?
Oh, Ma.
Sailing tonight, mister. That's right. On the tide. Taking on any help? Not anymore. I've got my own apprentice now. Best of luck then, mister. I'll try further down. Why, it's the Prince of Wales as I live and breathe. Is that my old little barnacle? Oh, you work wonders, Clara. All for 5 shillings, including the hat.
5 shillings, Tom Gosling. What do you take me for? Do you think I throw money away like confetti? 3 shillings is all I spent.
3 bob?
So, here's 2 shillings back for you.
Why, that's splendid.
5 shillings indeed.
Ma! Ow!
Oh, did I tread on your foot, dear? Clumsy me.
Oh, it's all right, Ma, but I was just thinking.
And what were you thinking, child?
I was thinking about that sable cape in Levy's and wondering when you're going to buy it for me.
I told you, dear, it was rat, not sable.
I liked it, Ma.
I'll get you some real Russian sable.
When, Ma?
Next week, when the December rose comes in.
December Rose? I heard of that.
Where?
Up a chimney. That's where in most things. You'll be surprised. What's that, mister?
I told you about that cargo. It's horses.
Manure? Horse manure?
It's all shit.
Oh, close your ears, Miranda. I won't have you hearing such language.
What are you loading up with that for, mister?
We take it to the farms. It helps things grow. Then we bring back hay for the horses to eat so they can make more of it.
Oh, that's clever. We can make money out both ends of the horse then.
That's quite a lad you got there, Tom. Confident, no mistake. Come on, Miranda.
In a minute, Ma. That locket you got.
What about it?
Show us it again.
Why?
I just wanted to see it. Pretty.
Is that him? Is that the man?
That's him, all right, Mr. Inspector. That's a dirty great ruffian what said he'd black my eye. Are you going to nick him for it?
No.
Then I'll be going.
Wait. That boy. That your Absalom Brown.
What boy?
The one in the midshipman's hat.
What, that there sawn-off gent, my little black prentice? You're joking, Mr. Inspector.
Let's have it back, miss.
What do you want it back for? Looks much prettier on a girl.
Like I told you, miss, with Ma and me, when I was little. Give us it back. Come on, give us it.
Take it then. Hope it brings you bad luck.
So I'm joking, am I? Well, it'll be a joke without much love. God help you. You won't escape me a second time.
It is an excellent series, that, isn't it?